surprisingly warm here as well, even though it's raining.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the rain as long as it's warm.
Yes.
When it gets.
But if it's too warm, if I start sweating in my living room, then it's too warm.
All right. Okay. Yeah, but it's it has been like, I mean, kind of weird because we had like heat wave Wednesday, then it became cloudy and a bit rainy Thursday. Yesterday was off and on. Today as well, but I mean we still had some today, but it is actually hot. So yeah.
Here the last day's been really nice, except yesterday was like raining like hell.
Oh wow.
But the days before it was similar like summer. We didn't had a good summer this year, so at least a few days been good.
Yeah, I think might still have a few good days in September before it's horrible this October.
I hope, because I miss since 2 years the sun of the Philippines. So it's really hard if I don't get sun,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So good evening, everybody. It's 6 o'clock here in the UK, 7 o'clock in Germany. We are with our FMA discussion episode 196, and tonight our guest is Dirk from Germany.
Hello.
So good evening. Okay. We already had talked about the weather. It's normally a typical British first icebreaker. How's the weather?
The weather. I think it's almost international.
Yeah. How's the COVID situation there now? How is it?
Now, it's getting worse again because all the people come back from vacation. We had summer vacation holidays for the schools, so it's raising up now. But I think I hope we will not have a next lockdown.
It's the same thing here. The cases are rising, not much, but still rising to cause enough concern. And we're hoping that we won't be experiencing another lockdown this October. Sometimes the problem here is, especially when the government starts saying we're not going to go into another lockdown, you might as well expect it.
Yeah, they go. Same here in Germany.
Yeah.
I say, like, we have still people who don't want, the vaccine. I can understand, and for me, it's the choice of the people.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know if the government make it up a little bit, make the statistic higher, that the people get a worse feeling and say, like, I have to go and get my vaccine. I got it. I have 2, and so I'm waiting, and hopefully can still train the people, because next lockdown, people will get mad if they don't get training again.
Yeah, I was hesitant at the beginning to get it, but because of my line of work, I'm basically always like in contact with people, so I decided to have it as well. And plus, I mean, I do have asthma, so I have to make sure that I protect myself as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, so far so good. Well, hopefully it does its work. So did you have the Pfizer one?
The which one?
Did you have the Pfizer?
No,
vaccine?
I had Astra. The first was Astra, and the second one was BioNTech.
Oh,
like it was the cross vaccine, they call it in Germany. It's better if you have just one. First was Astra, and the second one was BioNTech.
Oh, I didn't know that they allow basically a different vaccine for a second dose.
They suggested. They said, like, it's better. It makes more because of the D virus, the
Delta virus.
It's better for that. That's the reason why we choose then the second time the BioNTech.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Because normally they say if you have Astra as your first vaccine, you should also have Astra as your second vaccine. So, but maybe things have changed now. Yeah.
They found out lately that it's good with the if you do the crossway.
Okay.
And like Astra is okay, but in the beginning I want to choose BioNTech, but it was not possible. So I'm
I
happy.
see. Oh,
So
that's
happy.
good.
At least the second one was BioNTech. So
That's good. That's good. Okay. So, good evening again, everybody. If you are watching this live stream of Dirk's interview, please say hi and please mention where you're watching from. Please hit the like button and the heart button as well. And we do hope that you stay with us during the whole interview. Okay, so Dirk is a combative instructor. He's still operating, and he is also an FMA practitioner, having practiced a few, not just a couple, but a few styles. So
almost
yeah.
everyone in the area, like
Well,
Dosipadas, everything. So
yeah, well, I think that's basically how the way to go, especially these days now. Yeah, you need to be able to like you have to be open-minded to learn other styles as well. Okay, so right, let's kick off this time with maybe more details of your how you started in martial arts and in FMA and your journey, and then as we go along, I'll be asking some questions, and of course, if we do have like questions from the audience, okay. So like Guro Gagi actually has a question for you. Yeah, all right. Okay. So yep. I think this is just like almost everybody else as well. You started with traditional martial arts way back when you were young.
yes,
Haven't you?
I started in the age of 10. Usually I used to be like an athletic as a kid, running, being in a sport group. And I had some issues because I had really blonde hair and blue eyes.
Oh.
And so I got beaten up a lot of times by people who don't like blonde hair and blue eyes. So my aunt put me in the karate class. She took me out of the sport class, where I used just running. And she wanted to give me more self-confidence, and because I was small, I was not big enough to fight, and so she put me in a karate class. What started to help me, and then from there I went to kickboxing because I did like Okinawa, the normal karate, not Shotokan. So stopping, I never had the feeling how it is to get hit in a karate fight with sport colleagues. So I moved to kickboxing, and there I made my first experience how it is to get beaten up by good people with kicking and boxing. And
Okay.
From there, I went to traditional Chinese martial arts like Wing Chun, Shaolin Kung Fu, and ended up 1992 in the Philippine field, I would say, and stuck there because that was my favorite, the FMA.
Oh, okay. All right. So, with did your other traditional martial arts background actually manage to help you to cross to FMA in a good way?
Yes. The thing is, at the time when in the beginning 90s, the Eskrima was not so popular in Germany, the FMA. There have been rare people or rare clubs who offered this. That's the reason most people train kickboxing, and at this time, Wing Chun and traditional Chinese martial arts. So on a seminar back in 1992, I got introduced to Filipino martial arts, and that I fall in love, and that's the way why I stay there. But I always been training other stuff beside, like later on I started with Krav Maga in the close quarter combatives, and I was always interested to learn other styles or other techniques to combine it a little bit and to see how they operate.
Okay. So who introduced you FMA then? How did you get to it?
This was a Wing Chun Kernspecht. What was his name? Christopher Kernspecht? Not Kernspecht. Hauch. Christopher Hauch. He was from my former trainer. He was his trainer, and he made a seminar with sticks.
Okay.
So, and Julio Felices. I don't know if you know him.
Julio Julio. Yes. He runs. I think Body Combat.
His name is Body Shock from his.
Oh, Body Shock. Yes.
That was the beginning time. Then I also had training with him on seminar, and that is where I fall in love with Filipino martial arts.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know you actually met Julio Felices.
Yeah, we live close together. He
oh,
lived
really?
in the next
town.
Wow,
small world, man.
So Julio was because he used to train with Christopher Hauch, or trained for him or something like this. And in the beginning 90s, they introduced the stick fighting to in our area.
Yeah, he actually runs some sort of like a fitness group as well, and focus and also like in fighting as well.
Yeah, he do Muay Thai.
He does.
Capoeira. Julio was the reason.
Well, world is getting smaller now.
Yes.
So from there, how did you meet Grandmaster Taninko?
I used to train still the Chinese martial arts, and I've been judging. I was a judge, international judge. So I was in Washington, D.C. on a big tournament back in 1996.
Yeah.
1995, something like this. And on a banquet in the evening, where all the people, the honorary grandmasters, met together, he was at my table because of like 7, 8 people on the table. And it was somehow a little bit funny story, because I was young and 22 years old, and was there with the German team, and sit there, and we started to talk to the people on the table. We know that really high-ranked black belts, and we've been really honored and more likely shy. We don't want to talk to them. Mm-hmm. And GM Taninko started to talk to me and asked would I train. So I said, I do a little bit Chinese martial arts and stick fighting. He said, really, stick fighting? I do a little bit. So he started to. He didn't tell me that he is a high-ranked black belt already. So then he started, you know what? I got sticks at my room. We can go upstairs and train a little bit. In the first moment, I got a little bit scared because, oh my gosh, he introduced me in his room. So I told to my colleague and said, hey, Benjamin, said, hey, this guy want to do some sticks. I said, yeah, let's go upstairs. And then I went in, when we went into his room, all the sticks laying there, and I saw, he's not lying. He really want to show us something.
Wow.
Because I was young.
Prepared. He's prepared.
Yes. And then I was so shocked that I didn't know. I thought I know a lot of sticks because I trained already a couple of years. But he was so awesome in showing stuff that I fall in love with his style. So like the speed he had, the drills he made. And so I said, like, at this moment, I have to train more with him. So I traveled to the US and train with him. I invited him to Germany, that he came here. And at this time, it started already that I checked out for in my local area, for other trainers who teaching. I went on seminars and stuck with the FMA. So later I had the chance to train with Jojo Balinado, really good friend. Yeah. Balintawak, yeah. He was a couple times at my school. So I started to invite people to teach my students, like Danny Huertas from Norway.
Oh yeah, Danny. Yeah, with yeah. Those Pares system. Yeah.
Pat O'Malley, really awesome. My people loved him, the way how he taught, and he was really. It was more self-defense, but FMA based.
Yeah.
So, and I invited different trainers and instructors. At this time, I had my own company. I had 50 employees. So
Wow.
for me, it was good because it was my hobby, and I had at this time the money to invite all the people. So but it was good for me because I saw how other schools train together or how instructors teaching. And then my first trip to the Philippines, 2014, I think, or 15. There was like a dream always going there where the roots coming from the style. So that was the first time we went. And after that, we've been every year. And the group get every time bigger. Last time we've been 12 people and had a lot training with different grandmasters, like Chuck Cagnete, GM Chuck.
Yeah.
Awesome person. And I invited him also in my school when he was here in the area. So that I always been open-minded for great other masters, instructors, grandmasters, because it's always an honor for me to learn from these people.
Okay. I think I'm not so sure, but this might be like the first time that FMA discussion interviewed somebody who does kabaroan from J. Manuel Taninco. So
I'm not sure because I heard it from you. I don't, maybe because it's a name. What is it exactly? Because I trained with him so long, I'm not sure.
I think that's the style that he carries. It's called kabaroan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's according to my friend who is his GM Taninco's nephew.
Okay. Yeah,
that is
Chris,
his family.
Chris,
Yeah, Chris.
Because
yeah, that's
we said like in European it's Willow Robles, the name of his family. Okay. The willow, the tree, and Robles means the same. To translate it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think it's really a family art.
It's from his grandfather. Family system.
Yeah. So if how would you describe the system? How is it kind of like maybe like different from others? I mean, what is its specialty?
It's very, very self-defense based. We got stick forms, single, double stick forms, but it's really, I say like the difference, a lot of fighting for self-defense. And if I combine it like with San Miguel Escrima, San Miguel has a lot of forms, a lot of movement patterns as well. The Villa Robles as well, but not like San Miguel. San Miguel is much more traditional techniques and movements, and the Villa Robles system is more today times usable for fighting.
Yeah.
So he has speed drills on backs, back drills to hit harder, to strike faster. And this was my first impression. I never saw that before back in the 90s, the way how he teach people on a Zemback with the sticks. He broke me my first time. I went to the US. After 3-4 days, I called my wife and say, book me a ticket home. I can't move anymore because we trained from the morning 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock in the evening. I was so broke because he was so hard training us. And I said, difference, everyone has, or every style has his main goals. Say like Chuck Cagnete or Kakoi Cagnete is well fighting, a lot of close combat. And by Taninco, I think there are also influences of his experience. He's also a close quarter combat expert. He trained the US military. He's really, really awesome in combatives. And that's, you see that if he teach you, there are elements of combatives as well integrated. So using the knees, the elbows during your fight with the stick. And that, I say, make it special because he as well always eager to change things. If he's not, like this and say like, this is the technique, you have to do it like that. He change it if it's necessary. And this is what I like. You adapt to the situation. And that's the reason why I stick since 1996 with him and never give up on him, because he is an awesome person. And I love 3-4 years ago, we met him in Philippines. And some of my new students, they never met him. They've been so happy after the training because he's a really great person in teaching.
Yeah. Mm.
And it's like, I'm not a good in forms, you know, if I'm running forms and katas or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm more like clumsy than I look good. And that was what I liked in Villa Robles. We had really awesome stick forms, but not that many like I had in San Miguel Escrima.
Yeah. I mean, even yeah. I mean, thinking of myself as well. I'm not really much into forms as well. I mean, I think the only time that I did forms was when I was doing Warangdo, and of course when I do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
But,
you did Taekwondo? You trained Taekwondo?
Warangdo. It's a Korean art.
I think it's the competition, not in a bad meaning, competition from Taekwondo?
No. Well, Warangdo, they say, is basically based from the Hwang warriors of old Korea.
Okay.
They are also like they almost like the counterpart of the samurais, but they also do they're also the ones who train for the sulsa, which is the counterpart of the ninja. So the good thing with Warangdo is most of our kicks, the kicks that I learned there was really like penetrating. So it's not like, it's all speed. No, it's all penetrating. And in the competition, in sparring, as you basically get into the higher belts, you're allowed to do some throws and some locks as well. So because when I did that, I was well into Aikido. So I wasn't really more of like a punch and kick guy. I was really more like, I'm gonna throw you. Okay, so during the sparring, because when we were sparring in white belt, we have to kick and punch, which of course I had a problem with. But as I get into the higher ranks and we are already allowed to like throw and do locks and everything, that's basically when I started enjoying it more. So
this is also that you remember me that a big part in Villa Robles are the locks. Because Grandmaster Taninko also a high ranked black belt in Aikido. So a lot of awesome locks. What was for me really useful in my security career.
Yeah.
When I worked at doors or with clients, the locks always helped me to get out of situations without really end up in fighting.
Yes.
And this is really a big part of the Villa Robles, the family system from Grandmaster Taninko. Lock flows, takedowns.
It's nice to know that he's a high-ranking Aikido black belt as well.
He is. He's really awesome. And he used, in the first time when I came to the US, he wanted to show us from everything part of, this is Filipino. Now you join the Aikido class. So they throw me around. Yeah. So he has a really big gym in Ohio. And that was my first time in my life that I saw so big gym. I never saw a big gym like this before. With a Muay Thai ring, he got like a cage and he has MMA instructors, and so it's really an awesome place.
Wow. It looks like he's really doing well with maintaining a martial arts gym there.
Yes.
It's something that is something hard to do in Europe, actually, especially in the UK.
I say like the same here because we have tons of schools. There's so many different martial arts schools. I say like, where are all the students coming from? Because we are a small city, 65,000 citizens here, but we have 30 martial arts schools or more. And the MMA, karate, kickboxing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the same in Ohio. Or Cincinnati, he had also students who had schools. Taninko was one of the first back in 1976 who opened up a martial arts school in Ohio. And also he was the representative for his area for Leho Gahe, Pekiti Tirtia.
All right.
So we also have Piquititirsia elements in the Willow Robles. So that was why I was so fascinated. It was my trainers before, they always told me, if you go to this school and train there, I kick you out. You have to stay here. They never allow us to train different styles or martial arts. But with Taninko, I learned so many different views, about martial arts that I was so impressed. The way he teach, because from young on he has an awesome life to tell you, about his time in the Philippines when he came to the US, and this was really impressed me. So like that, the whole is similar. The FMA field is similar like the Wing Chun. You have so many people who used to work together before, and then they got separated and started their own Wing Chun branch. And it's almost the same in the FMA, but I more like sounds maybe funny, but I more likely love the brotherhood. You still have a brotherhood, and they stick together. Like the name says, they stick together. And that is what I like. It's still, you have schools, they fight each other, but I more likely go everywhere. It doesn't matter if someone told me in the beginning, never go to Doce Pares, to multi-style. But when I came there, all my students, they feel so happy because they shared so much love to us for FMA. They don't want to let us go. We just want to look, want to give our respect when we've been to Philippines. And SGM Johnny, he took my students, he trained them, and he don't want to let us go. And that is, I said, like, it's not normal in the martial arts field that you are so welcome if you go somewhere in a school. That is what I love in the Filipino martial arts.
Yeah, nice. So, okay, so how long have you been doing, doing Cabaron or with Master Taninko before you started getting involved with San Miguel Escrima?
I started San Miguel Escrima back in 2014, 15. Before then, till then, I was full into always with GM Taninko.
Yeah.
And still now, because we want to bring him back to Germany, because he is thinking about retiring, from the martial arts.
Okay.
And when he told me that last time, it broke me. I said, we have to find a way to bring him here, because retirement, he wants to spend time with his family, and we want to see him again and want to train, because he's a really awesome person. And it's hard if people step back and say like, oh no, I'm too old, I don't want to, something like this.
Yeah.
So I hope he stay with us the longer years, but he told that he planned to be retiring.
Well, I mean, maybe like just doing like seminars in Europe will be good for him as well from time to time. Yeah. Oh, that will be nice. I mean, let us know if you manage to bring him there.
Yes.
So at least we can promote it as well.
Finally, then he can go to UK.
Yeah. Why not? I can organize something for him here. Well, sorry, Chris.
It makes sense if I bring him to Europe that he travel to different places. That would be great.
Yeah.
I have a couple of representatives, like I said, in Netherlands, Belgium, Serbia. So maybe we have a chance to bring him there as well. Then it makes sense, but because travel from US to here is hard. And if you stay here for 10 days, 14 days, it's good that you travel around a little bit.
Yeah, normally it's going to be like a seminar circuit or all around Europe. Yeah, I mean, not because the airplane fare is going to be expensive, so why not make the most of it?
True.
Yeah.
Also for him, if he spent here, he's working, he doing marketing stuff like this, and if he has to leave his job, he find to have a chance to make money here.
Then. Okay. Learning San Miguel Escrima,
Mhm.
which came first, Balintawak or Lameco, or which came next rather?
So first came Taninco, and so the Villa Robles. Then I had the Balintawak with Jojo.
All right, so Balintawak came first
And
before San Miguel.
because somehow of Jojo, I came into contact with Roger Agudos, because I think
Yeah, they're good
family,
friends.
they're also something like family.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we started then with Lameco, with Roger Agudos, went on his seminars. And then we had Doce Pares, the multi-style. Danny Huertas came twice.
Yeah.
And we had, how's his name? Master Zacco from the US. He came for how is his name? I have to watch. I'm sorry.
No
if
worries.
you watch us, don't take it personal.
No worries.
No, he's really Zacarias Taco. He is from Nick Elizar.
Oh, it's okay. Nickel stick.
Yeah, he came to my school and teach Balintawak and gave a seminar. And then, because of Danny Huertas, I came into contact with San Miguel Escrima. I had a talk with him at this time and asked him what is, in his opinion, interesting to learn, what style. And he said, go for San Miguel Escrima. So that's the reason why I started with San Miguel.
Yeah. Have you met Anton St. James of the UK? No.
I know him because of the media and everything. I know he's high ranked, really, really high ranked, and
yes, even with San Miguel. Yeah.
I heard a lot of good, positive of him, but then we never had the chance to meet.
Oh, yeah. You both need to meet.
Yes.
Yeah. He's one of my friends here actually, in the UK. Yeah, and he's the reason why I got also into the self-defense side, so the NLB and SACA, because we were thinking of running like self-defense courses based, but more self-defense oriented. And then we were looking for a training tool that would fit the bill, and we saw the training tool of the marking tool of the no-lie blade.
Okay.
So he got Hang, and then actually he brought Hank here. So, but yeah, he's a very good friend. Although he lives like 5 hours, 6 hours away from me.
Okay.
By drive, he lives in Plymouth. But yeah.
No, he's really respected, and I know just positive things about him. So
yeah, I think he's my second interviewee or guest for the European.
I saw it. I saw the interview.
Yeah,
I watched the interview.
Yeah,
really famous.
Yeah. So much respect for him. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So you've done Balintawak. You've also done Lameco system. Okay. When did you start getting more into your professional? When did it all start? Your security business, or
beginning 2000, shortly before 9/11. I was pushed into it because I had a company for networking, network installing stuff like this, and it broke down because companies didn't pay. So I had to find a fast solution to make money. So I got introduced to a company who worked for the US Army and giving armed security for military bases. And I started to work there, and had there my first time Krav Maga instructor, Master Gabriel Castillo from the US. He was a military police chief or a sergeant, stuff like this. And because of him, I came into the field of close protection because he's a really awesome CPO bodyguard. And at this time, I started to, took courses, made my licenses, and prepared my my own company, because I worked 5 years there at the military installation. And back in 2006, I started to open my own security company.
All right.
And started with 2 associations for close protection, the one for training, the other one for operatives. They still active today times, and I'm just the founder, but still teaching internationally wise close protection and bodyguards, giving license. And from 2006 back 2019 I sold my company. So I was 13 years self-employed with, in the end, 50 employees.
Wow.
And I sold back in November 2019 because I broke down mentally, I had burnout and stuff like this.
The burnout, yes. Yeah.
And that was the sign that I had to choose if I go on or if I sell the company and starting to get back to normal. So that was the best choice I made, that I sold the company.
Why not? Why not? Well, it looks like you have been also like successful during the time that you have your company.
I was traveling internationally. I had so many awesome VIPs, clients that I really love still today times. When 2-3 weeks ago, I got an offer to go to Sardinia to have a royal family. And a colleague from me from Serbia took over with 5 people. I really was into it to go there, but I still have to get back on track, with my body. I stopped smoking. I gained weight because of arthrosis. I had really hard arthrosis in my shoulders because of FMA. I trained always hard, but now it's better.
All the injuries that you sustain for doing the thing that we love.
But it was, not always, even in kickboxing, I not always train right, the making the stretches and everything. Sometimes did stuff wrong, so my back is broke because of wrong training. Martial arts is somehow not always good for the body. But still.
Been there. I'm also paying for some of the things that I did when I was younger.
Because we don't think about it, what it's going to bring up if we get older.
Actually, especially when we were young, we're more of like gung-hos. I can do that. Yep, I can do that. You see the masters actually just laughing at us. I was like, you boys are being careless. Okay, you don't want to listen to us? Yep, okay. You'll find out soon enough.
I remember when, don't do this, please don't do this, and you do it, and you pay for it if you not listen. But it helped me, that I would say, like the couple situations or some situations I had, if I would not have the martial arts background, I never know how it will end up. I always try to stay calm. That as well helped me with the martial arts training, that I not overacting, if situation comes up, that I stay professional. If I would not have my martial arts, if I would be like a street fighter or whatever, then I think I would not behave myself in some situations like I did. And in the end, I always clear everything with locks. I was not fighting with fists anymore. And in Germany, if you break a nose, it costs you 12 to 1,400 euro. Even he look better, you break his nose, and it's looking better, than you have to pay for it. That's the reason why I say, like, no, if I'm on duty, it's just with locks. It's takedowns, hold him, wait till the police comes, and the same. The same as if you walk with your VIP, you will not end or try to end up in a fight, and the cameras you beat up someone. You can do it with easy tricks, I would say, like to stay professional, but still show the person that he is not, wish to be in that area. And that's the FMA helped me a lot. The Taninko locks, I would say.
Taninko locks. That's a nice name.
Taninko locks, yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you basically just said is actually interesting because some people, basically, like I would say, newbies or those who are not practitioners of FMA, look at FMA and then see, oh right, oh yeah, I love those skill sets.
Yeah.
All right. They watch the Born series, they watch this and that, and yeah, oh, I love that. I can use that whenever I work as this, like for example, security. And then just to find out, there's a lot of limitations when you work in the security industry.
Yes.
You can't just do it.
If you will not work for long in the security field.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you get warned by the police, it's over.
Yeah, you become a liability.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know some people like bash, like, does locks really work outside? I mean, yeah, they do. They security people basically use them for restraint.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But there are people out there who say, no, locks don't work. But I had discussions with people. I say, like, well, it's different experience. I would say, like, it's always depends on your opponent.
Yeah.
We had big guys. I had really, really good Russian bouncers. I worked with, had a great team. One of them, most of them are specialized in Sambo, combat Sambo and stuff, Russian. And one of my guys, big Andre, he broke 2 wrists of a person, who was on drugs and alcohol. And so he had the lock and broke his first wrist. And then he said, oh, the wrist is broke. He took the other hand and the guy is still fighting and he broke both hands. Yeah. So even the police was not able to handcuff him because they saw the both hands are broke.
Yeah.
Then even then because of the drugs, the guy was still fighting.
Yeah, still fighting, of course.
So I said, like, not every technique works 100% on each person.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to change. If I say, okay, the hand's broke now, I take him on a neck lock, I do something to keep him down, bring him back on the floor and keep him on the floor that he don't fight anymore. And so people say, like, it's same with knife. It's not, you never can disarm a knife, you can never fight. There are situations where you have to fight.
Yeah,
and you have no chance.
That's true. That's true.
If I give seminars, if I teach my students, I always say, like, if you come in a situation where you end up in a knife fight and you have the chance to get out of it, go. Even I would not fight because the knife is fucking deadly.
Yeah,
you don't know how he operates the thing, even if he has no clue. But there will be maybe a situation where you have no choice to fight.
To fight, yes.
So if you never try and train it before or even give your best to train it, how will you survive?
Exactly. That's very true.
I see the YouTube videos where people say, that's bullshit, FMA, knife fighting, bullshit. Yeah, well, these guys, if they have the impression it doesn't work, well, train different. Go train something else.
Yeah, something that, yeah.
And that is what I always, where I get mad and say, like, if you say it doesn't work, it's good for you, do something else, but don't try to push other people your meaning of knife fighting. It's everyone has to make his own decision.
Yeah. That's very I do agree with you. Okay. We do have let's say hi to Dean Franco, the head honcho of FMA discussion. Volmia from London. Julius is here. So good evening, guys. So again, if you're watching this interview, please don't hesitate to leave a comment, okay, and say hi. And also, if you got any questions from there, I've got a question from Guro Gagi from Dragan. He's okay. So, aspect of martial art training have most contributed to improving your professional security work?
No, the beginning, because I didn't hear the beginning.
what aspects of your martial art training have most contributed to improving your professional security work?
Pooh, this is a good question.
Yeah, no. Oh.
I would say, I said it in the beginning already, my behavior. When I train martial arts, my self-confidence, my way how I react to people is a lot better than if you would be scared and not really feel well in a situation. If I stand somewhere working with someone, I feel comfortable, and the opponent or the possible opponent, he see that, and this my self-confidence came from my martial arts background.
Okay.
I got beaten up. I can change it. I had fights where I got beaten up, but I always took something out of it, and it helped me. Even then, that I have more open eyes to check my surrounding, and even if I work doors or work with the VIP, that people, they see you much different if you have the confidence from your martial arts background.
Yeah.
Then you walk on the street and never. I say like women. If you have a woman and she walked the streets, she never had to do anything with martial arts. The way how she react on people, because looking on the floor, not really give self-confidence to the opponent or the possible raper or whatever. It would help if she trained before, if she have a totally different, looking when she's walking, then maybe she's not the victim. Because they choose if they have an easy victim, and if they don't feel comfortable and say, it will be take too long to rob or whatever, do something, they choose a different person. And I say like the most influence in was my teachers, all my masters, instructors. They gave me the most, what I had in my life, the most confidence by the way how they teach me.
Okay.
I had bad instructors where I say today times, I don't know why I train with them. And I had awesome instructors or masters which lead my way in my life where I went. So I would not be here. I would not sit here even and have the chance, to talk with you.
Yeah.
I didn't have the masters and the people who brought me there. So it's a lot of things what happened in my life, good things, because of my masters and my grandmasters.
Okay, that's a nice answer. Yeah, we do carry quite a lot of inspiration from our masters, and most of the time, how we transfer skills and how we communicate with our students have also been influenced by our teachers as well. Yeah.
This is the big thing, and I from starting 5 years old, I teach kids. Next week, Tuesday, I start a new class because we have 12 new kids.
Wow.
And I try to inspire them to do the right things. Even I said, like, I had a reason why I started with martial arts, because I got beaten up, I got bullied, whatever. So this is what I take to my students, to my kids, when I teach them, that even if you have someone who is different, I have people who have like a handicap in my class. The kids before, they're a little bit hard to them, but I teach them, that they have to help them, that they have to stick together, and we don't have the choice to say like, I have a handicap or not. Something happens by accident or something, but you have the choice to integrate them. And help them.
That is important.
The same fun.
Yeah, that is really important. Yeah.
And I think this also is martial arts.
It is.
You can teach the people to become a good one, to inspire other people. But you can as well teach people to be something you maybe don't want to talk. I see masters, instructors, where I say, whenever I meet them in my life, I will not talk one word with them, because their behavior is unprofessional. The way how they talk about other styles in schools. I respect whoever it is, because everyone has the choice to train whatever he wants to train.
That's very true. Yeah, I do agree
don't
with
need to speak bad about other people. That's not what I learned in my life.
Yeah, and yeah, I know. It's one of those things that I maintain as well. So I don't care how good you are. I don't care how skillful you are. But the moment you behave in a way that you shouldn't be, it's unprofessional. It's very unbecoming of an instructor when you put down somebody else, when you put down another system, everything. Nope. I don't want to work with you.
Yeah, because everyone has, even maybe you don't like this person and say, he's a bad instructor. And the other one, they love him. Yeah, so
exactly.
It's everyone their own decision with whom they train and what they train.
Yeah.
So I don't need to talk about it and talk bad about people. I see sometimes Facebook is full of it. And I'm somehow, even not friend with them because they sent me friend requests. I know them before from postings. I don't want to be friend because they are unprofessional in their field.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Same in the security branch. You have really good people. You have people who even working 20 years at the doors, but they know their job and doing it on a professional manner. And you have the other people who steroids and whatever. They beat up people. They love to fight. This is not the way how you should work as a security professional. It's the same. You can reflect from martial arts even into the security field.
Yeah, that's very true. I've got a follow-up question from Guru Gagi's question. Which of the aspects of Filipino martial arts training did you manage to use quite a lot in security work, whether you as the operator or when you're training others?
I would say the reaction. It helped me on one side a lot. Speed drills, like movement, and it helped me a lot of times to not get beaten up because I saw it coming, and that came from the stick fighting, because I got aware of the strike, so I could get out of it because of the movements, the training. When I teach people, I always say movement is the first goal. Even if you're fighting just with your fist or with even a knife, you have to move. If you fight against a knife,
very true. Yeah,
the same with the stick. In Germany, it's normal the expandable baton. If you're at the age of 18, you can buy it, and therefore I had situations at the doors where you got involved with the expandable baton.
Oh,
and
it's legal to own it there?
Yeah. In Germany, 18 years old, you can buy it.
I'm reading the wrong country.
The law said don't carry it if you go out. Yeah. So, but if someone wants to do something,
of course,
he gives nothing on what the law says.
You can stop them. Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true.
So that's the reason it helped me also when I do the stick fighting, the FMA, that I got out of situations where someone used or tried to use an expandable baton. So what I teach my people, and if I hope some of my students watching, I don't know, I told them to watch. I always say if I love knives. If you see my wall in the back, you see I got tomahawks, I got the sword, espada y daga.
I'm envious.
Everywhere I got knives, my full house. But I never carry a knife on the street. Never.
Yeah.
Because I said if I carry it, I use it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You're prone
to use it. What I tell my brothers, my students. If you train it, okay, but if you carry a knife in a situation where you get beaten up or you end up in a fight, for sure you will use it. So keep your knife at home, because you will never be happy after that anymore. If you somehow survive, ending up that you killed this guy who attacked you, you go to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
Your life stops. So that is what I teach always my people. If you have some tools, like you see, I got the palm stick always, the dulo. I got what I carry on daily basis. It's my tactical flashlight.
Yep. Yeah, I love. Yeah, I carry them as well.
They also like dulo, like a palm stick. And but I tell the people, if you use it or if you carry it, you use it. So I try to also make them aware what knife means, because knife is the most dangerous weapon. It's more dangerous than a pistol. And this is also, I think, part of the instructor or his mission, that people, really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I teach the weapon instruction for handguns for security people. Yeah, if they come, they have to follow up a course. They have to get tested. They have to write and verbally test. And I teach the people always: if you like wearing a weapon armed, it has a reason. If I have a VIP and I allowed by German law to carry my gun, means there is a reason. There is a threat. This person has a threat. Otherwise, you will not carry a weapon.
Yeah.
If you play around with and think you like whatever John Wayne or Doc Holliday with your weapon and don't know what the reason is why you carry it, then you're in the wrong job. That's
exactly that. Yes.
That is also part of my job, to teach people, even from kids up to adults. If I teach close protection personnel, I have to, use my experience as well from the martial arts, from FMA, to give them maybe some ideas that they not be unlucky if they carry the knife and use it.
Yeah.
If I have styles, I don't need to say the names. I see on whatever YouTube how hard they use the knife and fighting and have fun with it, and they post these videos on YouTube. This is usually not the best idea for people who have no background of martial arts. They just look for some ideas how to use a knife, and then you see the hardcore heroes on YouTube operating a knife. This is maybe not good for the people who work out there and try to secure the shop, the bar, the disco, whatever, because the YouTube warriors, they run around out there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, when you go to YouTube, you'll be able to see anything.
Everything, yeah.
Everything. From
I'm
good
sometimes
to
so shocked when I see how they... Oh,
yeah, I know. It's I mean, anybody can learn anything from YouTube nowadays.
Yeah, that is, I say, like, it's a good tool on one side. Yeah, you can get inspiration for what kind of training I want to do. But on the other hand, it can be hard for us that, these people attack you with YouTube techniques. They studied like hell. That's maybe not good for our business.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we've got a, before I throw my other questions, we got a question from Emmanuel here. Have you found that the idea of flow in FMA has a place in your work?
The flow, you mean
the drills?
The drills.
Yeah, flow drills and everything.
I would say not in the motion we train it in school. Yeah, like if we do an Hubat drill, whatever. But the reaction and the way how you train your eye, your movement, yes, I would say that this has already, been used, but not the way like, always the same pattern.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
It's just usually the brain, the human brain, need at least 7,500 repeats. If you do a movement, repetition, that you make it automatically. So if you don't have the right tool in training, like the drills, the FMA work, the flows, how you want to train your brain? This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
And I can take parts out of it if some blocking techniques when I do it at drills. My students do a lot of drills, and like the Hubat drills for elbow, for boxing, and in my case it helped. Sometimes, like I said, there have been situations where it not helped. Not so much patterns, but using flow. I'm not sure if I get it. Patterns.
But is it maybe something more spontaneous? Is that what you mean? Yeah, something more spontaneous rather than a rigid pattern.
Yeah, it's hard to say because every situation is different. And I cannot always say like, all right, I got out of it right now of this situation because of my FMA background, because it's not always working in every situation.
Okay, so maybe I don't know if I'll hit this right with if I rephrase it. So you basically work on, like, for example, the drills, okay, basic drills and FMA, but from time to time, also introduce something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, otherwise it's getting boring.
Yeah.
So it means if part of my training are drills on one side, just to repeat that the people do the movements more, but I go more on technique, technically.
Okay.
Training, like movement is a big part. It's the movement pattern that I get out, then how I save time if someone strikes me because maybe my block is too slow, but not on a drill based. It's like the technique, they repeat it every time over again.
Okay.
So
all right. So basically, you work like a feeder reliever type of training, where basically you ask the feeder to, from time to time, change the dynamics of the drill, so that basically the receiver can actually react to it, or train how to react to certain changes. Yeah.
And it comes by, I say, like, if you're getting more experience, if you start, like you say, like you're doing a drill with the jab or with the punch, then after a while you're starting to move in with the hook. Yeah, you adapt another one up to the legs, still that they low kicking. Yeah, that because then you're aware of your surrounding, of the opponent. If he strike you, he knee you with the knee, or he try to kick you. Yeah. So, and I think the drill has really, go in this direction, that it can come from everywhere, especially if it do knife drills. If you stick with just a few movements, this is not the reality. The reality is they come from everywhere. This is somehow you have to find a solution to bring this into your training, that you combine it by traditional way. This is the way how you teach it since whatever 100 years, but the time is changing. If you see the today times, how go back 20 years, 15 years, the most people, or a lot of people, don't know knife fighting. There was not really good known in our area, or whatever, 25 years. Look now, today times, how many people train the knife. So it already started to change the martial arts system. Shaolin Kung Fu, I used to train Shaolin Kung Fu. So if you see the long movements and everything, it's a real respected martial arts. Don't get me wrong, but the question is it today time still functional? Because you have to adapt and you have to change it, even it's a traditional way or traditional martial arts. FMA the same. If you not really adapt it and change a little bit because of your experience, you will not maybe survive out there. Just my opinion.
I think that's really important, and I do agree with what you said. I mean, we can train as much as the classical, the traditional way of FMA, but to be able to make it more relevant to where we live in now, we have to start adapting. We have to start adjusting certain things as well to make it more alive.
Right.
So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you teach both FMA on its own and also FMA as part of the security work.
Yeah. You can't take everything out of the FMA and teach security, because some stuff is, like I said, more traditional. You use on a traditional basis for students, for belt testing. I have in my curriculum stuff what is maybe not useful for self-defense, but it belongs in the way of the style, the tradition.
Tradition.
And that is what I tell my people. This is, tradition. We have to train it to keep it alive, because it's really important that we're not losing our roots. The roots come from whatever style. I say, like in my case, the longest time I train is with Grandmaster Taekwondo.
Yeah.
So we have to stick with the roots, even maybe some things I don't like, but it's part of the system. But on the other hand, if I see, because not every technique works for every person.
Yep.
If you say like, oh, I had the best, results in self-defense with this and this technique, and you try to teach me that, maybe it not works for me. So that's the reason why we have to change. If I teach like CQC combatives or FMA to security people, have to take the stuff or techniques what maybe is functional.
Yes.
But it's not 100% sure if it's worked for him. Everyone has different strike. Everyone has a different lock. So it can't be 100%. But it is to give the people a possibility in this situation or in some specific situations to have a tool what they can use. Maybe they have to change it a little bit, or they have to adapt something else. The elbow, I don't know, but they get the basic tool for it for this situation based on experience.
Yeah. I think you really hit it right there. Instead of training students to be like your carbon copy, it's actually much better to give them the context, to give them to give them a chance to be able to develop it according to like their body structure, their values as well, which is really important. It's because eventually, at the end of the day, that's how they're going to respond it. That's how they're going to respond to situation outside, according to their values, according to their physical abilities as well.
True.
Yeah.
Example: take the Sinawali 6 count. Every school worldwide trains Sinawali 6 count. But everyone, or a lot of people, train it different. I say like in my good times, not like with my weight now, but in my good times, I have like Facebook always. When I've been to Serbia, the people want to see my speed of the 6 count, so I had to make a speedy video, striking, and that was always because I was able to do it. I had the speed, and if I teach my students, I say like the 6 count is usable in every situation. Do it like this, and maybe they don't have the ability to do this 6 count like this. It's not the right technique for them in a situation where they have to fight. So that is, for me, it always combination from 6 count to blocking and getting then into striking and hitting was always good for me. But for some other people, they say like you can't use the 6 count. The way always. Another example, an old trainer of me, right in the beginning of my martial arts career, he always said like, you're just able to use the front elbow to block because the back elbow is too slow. And I believed in that. I always block, not using my back elbow. And then by Taekwondo in the beginning, he said like, it doesn't matter which elbow you use because it's the way how you train it. If you train always speed for the back elbow, it will be almost the same fast like the front elbow stuff. Always the way how you train it, and then you can say it works or it doesn't work. So, and this is what people, they always have to stay open-minded if they train martial arts.
Experiment.
And make their own opinion out of the technique if it works or not. In my case, I can say like the FMA gave me a lot of tools and things what I really used to get out of a situation.
That's really important.
And other people, they do mixed martial arts, they do whatever, Thai boxing. For them, this helped. So I've had a lot of things pushed me into the field of the FMA, where I said I stick here, I stay here, because the way how I learn it, the way how people teach me, how many people I met just because of FMA. I've been traveling in Europe, so many countries where they not used to train FMA, and I was there as and had the honor and the chance to to show them FMA. And after that, I started to build up representatives who said, "Oh, I love it. I want to do it." And the same with Dragan. Dragan is the same way. That he loved to teach. He travel around, and I said, like, this is a passion for a lot of people. Same for me, to go around to give the people an idea what is Filipino martial arts.
Yeah.
And I had as well people who maybe not train it anymore because they more likely do Krav Maga or whatever. It's the decision of the people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. We've got Dan Medina as well from South Carolina. Hello, Jim.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, guys, if you got any more questions for Dirk, feel free to throw it in. Okay. How much pressure testing do you basically put your security people through, or what kind of pressure testing do you use?
Pressure testing.
Yeah.
Give me some more what it means.
How do you get them to train to respond to situations as basically build up? So like some people do sparring, some people do like rounds of, example, in defense against knife. Basically, they do the 3-minute round, just basically ensure that you do like grapple or whatsoever, be able to control the knife. So
when I teach close protection officers, right in the beginning, they just do a little bit knife. They just do really, really basic stuff, because there is no time. If I have a 14-day or 3 weeks course, they have, I don't know, 5-6 times combatives. They get trained what they should, in their own, for their own safety, what they should start to train. And they get like we have people with full body armor.
Yeah.
Who attack them to give them almost the feeling of a life situation, or a life surviving situation.
Yeah.
But not really with knife. Knife is just really, I'm careful to, first of all, I not always know who sit on my courses. If I teach knife, I'm really carefully, because maybe I teach the wrong person.
Exactly. Yes.
Today times, and I have to do with as well terrorist organizations because of clients. You don't know who came here to train with the European way of whatever bodyguarding to whatever attack my client later on.
Yeah, that's true.
So I give the people the ideas, what they should look for, what kind of training. I give them some examples, especially for my knife. Otherwise, how I get out of a situation. If I go with my client and it's a crowded place, how I go through there without harming people. Then it will end up in a fight, and my client is by his own when 3-4 people attack me. Then how I get away with locks, how I can bring someone down, but also in the end of the class by get attacked in a really situation by full body armor, that a lot of people never had the feeling how it is to fight. Even a lot of martial artists, they never had a fight on the street. So they don't have the experience how it is in real. I said, like, there are things out there it will work, and the other things will not work. And luckily, if you be someone who never fight on the street, but if it happens, maybe it's changed your way of thinking.
Your perspective, yes, it does. It does.
And it is not the possibility. There is no possibility that you really get trained in detail in combatives if you do a close protection course. If I have my own people, my employees, or I had my employees, they came to training in regular basis. They when they had the time, when they're not on duty, to prepare and to train. So the things we teach in bodyguard schooling or close protection schooling is almost like international the same. There is some way of teaching people, because they have to fit into a team in UK, they have to fit in a team in Spain, even they're not trained together. As much as possible, they should be trained on the same. Therefore, a lot of things are more important than the combatives as a close protection officer.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a martial artist to start close protection. That is, some people, they think, do I need? No, because you can go to trainings and courses later on to get better, but you don't need to be a martial artist. A lot of times you will never end up in a fight if you work with your client.
That makes me laugh because when I first came here to the UK, one of my odd jobs was in a youth center. So it's like one of the youth worker basically learned that I practice martial arts. It was like, "Oh, you're good in martial arts. You should be a doorman." I was like, "No, I don't think so." I was like, "What do you expect?"
Especially doorman, it's totally different. I say, like, a lot of people in the wrong job, they work at the doors, but luckily they never had a fight. Because
I know.
doors is totally. You have a very famous, and I can say, like, if you like to read books, really good books, really famous doorman, that is Robin Barrett.
All right.
He's a really awesome person. He knows a lot of situations in real life because he worked the hardest doors.
All right.
And he will tell you that the martial arts is normally not the necessary.
Not necessary. Yeah, I know that. And it was like, even like I told the guys, like, have you seen my size? I was like, they're gonna pick on me.
But the size is not always. I say, like, I work with people. They are really awesome fighters.
Yeah.
And they look like, nothing. And they say, like, they work at the course. They've been awesome bouncers. And they mostly got chosen by the people who say, look, I take the small guy. But always, all the people think, the door, we worked with 9 people at the door or at the club. They said, "Oh, you took the wrong one." From all.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. That's why I threw that joke at him. It's like, see my size, they're gonna pick on me, definitely. I'm gonna be working hard than the rest of the other doorman.
I say, like, it's so much people here working in the security field because the jobs are there and they don't have any choices. They work in a security field, but they're not really aware what's happening if really something goes wrong.
Yeah,
I'm still active. I work for the one who bought my company, and I can say, like, if I on daily basis work with other security guards, I always stay low profile. I do my job. I don't, really want to tell the people something about my life. But then sometimes I go into it and say, like, "Hey, you better don't do this, what you do now, because it will end up in a fight." And you see the people not really experienced. Even with you say something wrong, you can get the situation to explode.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the way people sometimes they not really have an idea how to talk to other people to de-escalate.
Always, yeah. I do agree. I do agree. Always try to de-escalate the situation, diffuse it if you can. Yeah.
That is what I try to also teach. This is part of the martial arts training, not to show off. It's
true.
We had a famous kickboxing guy who was a European champion, and he always in the club stand like in a spagat at the door. People went through, and he stand in a spagat, and right behind when the guy went through the door, he put down his leg, and we always said, "Don't do this. Sometimes it will go wrong." And then he was a German guy, really tall, thin, but really, really awesome kickboxer. And then he did it by a Turkish guy, and he hit him on his jacket. He even don't touch his back, but the jacket. This guy turned around, hit one strike. The guy fall to the wall, slid down the wall, sit on his ass, and was knocked out. So you want to show off his skills he had awesome leg skills, with kicking, but it was just one hit. The Turkish guy hit him one straight in the face. He fall down on the floor.
Yeah,
was KO for a couple of minutes. So
there you go.
Not always good to show off.
That's true.
Maybe go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know the people that basically you're showing off to. Yeah, it
You
just
find them
basically.
everywhere. That is everywhere where you go, you find the people who show off. It's even they make it on purpose to end up in a fight. Yeah.
Mhm.
But even like I said, I had good situations, I had bad situations where I get beaten up. There is always someone better out there. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter if you're a pro, professional. There is someone out there who's gonna beat you up like shit in less than
Exactly
5
that.
seconds.
Yes. Exactly that. Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. I do agree. Yeah, always stay humble. Stay low
Yes.
profile.
This is the way you want to fight. Go in martial arts, start fighting, go on tournaments.
Mm.
Maybe you're lucky, then one day you make some money with that when you like to fight, but not go on the street.
Yeah.
I teach my students and tell them if you end up, it sounds a little bit funny, but I had situations where students of mine fight in a bar. The police called me next day and said,
Oh.
like, I know people from the police. They said, hey, one of your students fighted yesterday in the club. I say, oh, there and there. And, they want me to teach the people that don't do this. And so I grabbed my students, and asked and tell them, don't do this. Yeah, don't fight. Why? It's a bad reputation for all of us. And even if
Yeah.
my name falls up there, because, he's one of Dirk's students,
That's
that's for
true.
me.
Yeah, I think there was one time Jojo also sent me a message about one of his students getting getting into trouble with the police, but he was basically asked just to verify certain things, but that they're gonna be verifying, because when they get into trouble, your student gets into trouble, they're gonna look at towards your direction. I was like, is this what you teach them?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yet
So
I was, as I said, I'm not sure if we talked in the first interview. I was charged for a totally different thing where I was stand in front of the court, and the judge is there, and they read my martial arts career. They used Google, they checked my name, and even it was something where I had to pay a fine for something totally different. They said, he's a martial artist, he do martial arts like this and this and this.
yeah.
I said, what the fuck? This has to do with this situation. Yeah. So that means the law, they look,
They do.
they check you. And then if you have students and always trouble that they go out and fight, one day they come to my place and they will talk with me, the government. So
Yeah, even here now, whatever you say in social media, they might use it against you eventually, even though sometimes it could be out of context, but they might use it against you.
Right.
So you have to be careful with what you say.
I have people who work with a weapon, armed. Either they do money truck or security close protection, or they are sportsmen. Yeah, no, I know in UK they cut it off. You're not allowed to shoot anymore on sports. In clubs. But Germany is very popular for that, and I see people writing comments on Facebook about whatever, not in a good manner. I tell them, hey, be aware that the government is checking as well what you're doing with such things you tell on Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe next time don't get the allow for your gun. It's very, very dangerous that people they not think about it. Even we don't want it, we get observed. It's either by our students or on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah. So you're basically recovering from like your shoulder injury and everything, and you already sold your company and just basically working for the person that you basically you sold your company.
I'm like a key account manager. I usually take care of the clients, but as well working operational when someone is calling sick or to make sure that the post is manned, I would say. But more likely it's a managing position.
Okay.
I'm tired of security business. And I always tell my boss, I'm not good for this, because too many years, and he always said, "Ah, nah, it's okay. You do this good."
Yeah.
But
You're still managing in an FMA school.
yes,
Do you?
yeah.
Okay, so
The elite combat club is the school of my boss.
all right.
But he himself, he do nothing anymore. He used to be a very professional Muay Thai boxing. But the one who owns now the school, or he's a trainer, he move out and go to open his own school. So I will take over the elite combat club. So for my boss.
All right.
But I have my FMA school, and now teaching in 2 schools, 5 days a week.
Wow, that's good. And you're also offering it to kids all the way to adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have even police officers taking private lessons. But in Germany, you're not allowed officially to go baton courses and everything if you're a police officer. But they not having good training as a police officer for batons, so they call me and they get private lessons in expanded baton.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same as in here. So sometimes I do get like private lessons from officers or somebody in the military as well, but for private lessons, yeah. Because
same with weapon. I'm a weapon instructor for weapons, pistols, and they call, say, we need some training, and can you? They have that training, but it's not, really in detail. So they're booking weapon courses with me. So we go on the range, shooting range, do pistol training, and this is what I do as well with my colleague from Norway, Billy. We go in internationally to teach people the rifle, the handgun. Also part CQB, close.
I've got another reason of going there now, Dirk.
Yeah, come to Germany.
I'm deprived of those here.
we go to the range. We have some fun.
Yeah.
So also close quarter battles, from CQB.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's also a big part how I use my handgun, not to shoot, just to shoot, because it will end up that you maybe go to jail, but use it also as an impact weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in close combat. And you have a handgun. You have to know how to use the weapon in close combat.
That's good. That's nice. Okay. So have you got like plans of doing online stuff as well, or Zoom lessons, or?
I've been questioned a lot of times, but I don't really like online courses. I like to meet the people in person, and I travel. I love to travel and meet the people, and it's always a different feeling than to give a class.
I know.
During the lockdown, a lot of people ask me. I say, don't take it wrong, but I don't want to do Zoom classes. Even I don't have the face for the camera. I look nicer in real, not just here.
Yeah. I mean, I did have some struggles before I managed to do that. I mean, I do it for like my other classes, like Tai Chi or dancing, but for martial arts, it's kind of different.
Yeah.
One is because I don't have the space really to do it. The other is it doesn't really give you that much that feel. Yeah, but I did some, and I'm still doing some. But yeah, it's not the same. I do agree with you.
Do you know a person who did a martial arts, went on a martial arts competition as a judge? I think it was a karate championship, and he made a Tai Chi form and made first place. Do you know anybody?
No.
Grandmaster Taninko, he did.
Why not?
He went on a karate tournament for judging.
Okay.
And he showed a Tai Chi form and made first place. No joke, it happened. And I say, don't underestimate Tai Chi. It's people laughing about it, everything, and he's really good in Tai Chi. And he went on the tournament in the US and came with a big trophy and said, "What happened?" So I showed him Tai Chi form and it made third place.
I thought you were judging.
It's so funny. Yeah.
I mean, I love Tai Chi. Basically, it puts balance. Basically, to me, mentally, psychologically, and even like physically. So I do love doing it.
I tried a couple times, but somehow I didn't came into it.
Yeah, and plus I quite use a lot of its concept and its qigong practice, because I'm a mindfulness coach as well.
Oh, okay.
So I use it as part of therapy.
Okay.
So like now I work with kids who are basically like emotionally or mentally challenged. Okay, so in a rehab center, so I use Tai Chi and a lot of other martial arts stuff to help them recover.
Wow.
So even like Aikido stuff, even sometimes if they're good, I teach them like very basic like application of certain like focusing, relaxation, centeredness as part of self-defense. So when they want to release a hold or something, how to actually use it, and how to basically make them understand that, okay, if you do try to release a hold and you try to tense, basically you elicit more reaction from the one who's holding.
Yeah.
So you have to do it in another way. So yeah, they do enjoy it. They do enjoy it.
Nice.
So yeah. Well, it's I don't know. There's no questions from the audience here. They've been all quiet. Maybe
may fall asleep. Wake up.
Maybe, yeah. Or maybe the it's too early for the Europe crowd and very early for the American crowd. But yeah,
I say like Germany, for sure. My students, all of them, they sit now in the bar and drinking, because this is the time to go out and have some fun.
Oh yeah, it's not too late for Europe. It's basically bar time, pub time.
Now it's bar time.
Yeah.
They say they see my ugly face every day in training, so they don't need to.
Yeah, especially it's a Saturday. Yes. Yeah, very true. Well, I mean, I did enjoy your interview, and I'm really glad that I took the word from Dragan to basically to reach out for you, because you really came highly recommended from him.
I give him my biggest respect that he did that. But I was wondering, he wrote me first, and the first I said I'm not the right person for that. There are many others out there.
Yeah. Actually, he warned me. So he said, well, there's one person that I would like you to talk to you, but I'm really not sure if he's gonna be up for it, because he's a very low key person, but he is very knowledgeable, and he has the experience to speak to regarding FMA and security. I'm really glad that I did it, and I'm really grateful that you actually came to be our guest in FMA discussion.
For me, it was a big honor and a pleasure. My first time interview, I was really nervous in the beginning. Yeah. And like I said, for me, it's not just the interview now, because I promised you I'm going to bring you to Germany for teach my people. So it's not
looking forward to that.
Yes, we will. And then we go on the shooting range.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm up for that.
Again, for me, a big honor to be part of FMA discussion. And I hope I gave the people some ideas. And whoever have questions, let me know.
Yeah, guys, I mean, after this, maybe if you can like put on the comment box how people can actually reach out to you. So whether you've got a Facebook account or Instagram or email, whatsoever.
Will do.
Yeah. And we normally ask this to every interview, to every guest that we have. What words can you basically leave for the MMA community? What words of inspiration? What advice or what? Yeah.
Most important, stay open-minded. Not just train one style. Respect your home style or your family, your main style, but stick together, help each other. And the community is so great with so much great masters and grandmasters, instructors, whatever. So always be together and help to spread the word in a good manner for the FMA community. So this is, I told you, I want to, I broke down with Kung Fu, with Wing Chun because of the fights and everything. The FMA should be different. So.
Yeah, wise words. I do completely agree, especially in these times that some people spend more time bashing each other.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Everyone, so this would be my words for all people who listen.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, definitely, your students basically missed a good interview, great interview.
I will test them next week if they at least follow a little bit.
All right. So, for your homework, okay, you have to tell your students for your homework. Join FMA discussion.
Yes.
Follow them in YouTube, the YouTube channel. Watch my interview, and I'll give you an exam.
This is a good idea. This is what I do. I tell them.
Okay, so without further ado, thank you very much, Dirk, for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
Becoming our guest. Yes.
An honor for me and a pleasure. And every time again, whatever is needed, let me know.
Yeah. I'll stay in contact with you. Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So right. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Good day. Yeah.
Good night.
And we see us online.
Yes, we do.
Bye-bye to everyone.
Bye. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in for my interview with Dirk from Germany, and we do hope that you enjoyed it and that you got something from the interview. There were quite a lot of good informations, good things that Dirk said, especially with transferring your FMA or martial arts skills, getting into the security profession. So it's not really like what we envision or sometimes we dream or we fantasize of. So it's completely different. But there you go. And I'm going to see you next week with a theme interview about Juego Todo. So it's going to be this coming Wednesday. So have a nice weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Guro Tom Peña, signing off.